Hey peeps, Claudia King here, founder of Automio, creator of Scale Up and award-winning legal innovator. In this video, I'm going to share my 5 top tips on how law firm owners can create a daily task list that they will actually get done. Now, before I get into that, I want to let you know that if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to share with you our fabulous new guide called The Time Creator for Law Firm Owners. It's all about how to free up 1 full day per week, every week, to work on growing your law firm. This has been a key to my success and I have done all the legwork, so please stick around so that you can get your hands on that. All right, let's get into it. All right, peeps, here is the thing. I spend a lot of time talking to law firm owners who tell me about their to-do lists, and it sounds like they are a million miles long and have 11 million different tasks on them. And as a result, they are not getting through as much as they want to get through, which leaves them feeling unproductive and overwhelmed and overworked and over it. So I can totally relate to this. When I was a lawyer, I was pretty well organized. I think I had more time to be. But then as I became a law firm owner, I became very overwhelmed. I had so many different to-do lists with all sorts of things. I also used my inbox, my email inbox as a to-do list, and I had to-do lists in my notebook, to-do list here, to-do list everywhere, and I felt like I never really got the things that I needed to get done. I would deal with sort of the most urgent situations. So, if there was a client calling up demanding something, it was them that I was attending to. If there was a team member who urgently needed help with something, it was them that I was dealing with. So I was kind of like dealing with the biggest fire at the time. I was acting very reactively instead of proactively designing my days so that they were productive and energy and enjoyable. So I've really had to learn how to figure this out, because when you are running on empty because you can't sort of run your day properly or prioritize your time properly, then it is very draining and you just feel like you're not moving towards your goals. And as entrepreneurial, ambitious law firm owners, I know that you have big goals, and if you are just dealing with the day-to-day all the time and running from one fire to the next, you'll feel like you're not working towards those goals, which really will drain you. So I have had to really figure out how to sort of reprioritize and plan my time so that every day I squeeze the most out of it, and can see that every day I move a little bit closer towards the big goals that I have for myself and my business and my life. So today I'm sharing these 5 tips that I have to help you create a to-do list that you will actually get done. So number 1 is to plan ahead. Now this seems simple, but hardly anybody actually does it. So the best way to plan ahead is to plan tomorrow's to-do list today. So this means that you need to be organized and you need to have a sort of a set time every day that you will plan tomorrow. I like to do mine at the end of my working day, so I set aside sort of 10 to 15 minutes to actually plan ahead, or plan my to-do list for tomorrow today. And that's in my calendar, and I've set aside the time and the space to do that, and I actually really look forward to it, because it means that I can then stop working knowing that I have got tomorrow planned, and that I can start tomorrow with lots of momentum, because instead of kind of trying to figure out what I need to do, I can open up my to-do list and just get started straight away. And that really puts my mind at ease in the evenings. So that is number 1, plan ahead. Number 2 is read your goals. So this is all about, before you actually plan your to-do list items, Before you do that, go ahead and read your goals. So by your goals, I mean your mission, your vision, your core values, your 3-year goals, your 1-year goals, and your current quarterly goals. Now, if you have done your strategic planning, then you should have all of this information in a document. And those key things that I've just talked through there, if you've written them succinctly enough, then they should all fit in a one-pager. I have mine in a one-pager. I also have them in Trello, which is where I like to read them every day. I have my mission, my vision, my core values. I have sort of each one set out in a different card. So it kind of breaks it up and works well for me and the way that I like to kind of consume content. And I also review my goals for the year and my goals for the quarter. And with that knowledge in mind, I'm set up, I've set myself up to successfully plan my day so that I can make sure that the tasks that I plan for tomorrow are all things that are going to move the needle forward in terms of working towards those important goals that I have set for myself. So that is number 2, read your goals. Number 3 is the top 5. Now, this is a productivity technique that I've talked about quite a lot, so you may have heard me talk about this in a video before. But when it comes to the top 5, this is all about choosing the top 5 things for the next day that will move the needle towards achieving your goals. So this is why it's so important to actually read your goals, to remind yourself. So for example, say you've set a quarterly goal of opening up 20 new matters or files or cases, whatever you call them. And to do that, you know that you need to start contacting some existing clients that you haven't spoken to in a while to reconnect with them and see if they have any legal issues or challenges or opportunities that you can step in and help them out with. So you decide that today you are going to call 5 of them and see if they need a hand. So that might be, one of your top 5 to-do items. So once you've looked at your goals, you list out the top 5 things you need to do that day to work towards achieving your goals. And I write them in my notebook, my physical notebook that I carry around with me, and I write them in the order that I'm going to do them. So number 1 is first priority. I'm going to do that first. Number 2, I'm going to do that one second. So I write down each of the 5, and next to them, I put how much time they're going to take, or how much time I estimate that they will take. And if I'm writing a to-do item in my top 5 that is longer than an hour, then that's an indication that I need to rethink that and I need to break it down, because the idea is that you get all 5 things done, all 5 things completed every day. And so what I do is as I complete each one, I cross it off. It gives me great satisfaction. And then at the end of the day, once I've completed all 5, I give it a big tick. Now, if I don't complete all 5, which does happen, then I give it a cross. And that is a really good indication to me that I have possibly not planned my day right, and I need to just do a quick review to see where I've gone wrong, because it's really important that you feel like you've finished the day, that you've achieved the things that you've set out to achieve, because it really will help you pick up momentum towards working towards your goals. So if I have got a cross there, then I have a quick look and have a quick review of the things that I've listed there, and have a look at sort of what's happened in my day that's prevented me from getting to finishing off that list. And there's all sorts of learnings that you can get there. Often it's boundaries. You need to set boundaries with your team members or perhaps family members, but your time, around your time and when they can talk to you about things and when they cannot. It might be that you have set a task that is just too long. So for example, I work with a lot of law firm owners as part of my coaching program, Scale Up, and they will sometimes say to me, okay, I'll be like, well, what's on your to-do list? And they'll be like, well, it's, hire a new lawyer. So that's a massive task. And if you put that as one of your top 5 tasks for a day, you wouldn't be able to finish that in a day, because, you know, hiring a lawyer, there's so much to it, and it takes weeks or probably months to be able to complete that process. So it's really important that, you know, you are choosing things that you can finish no more than an hour, and you know, each thing is no more than an hour. So that is really important. Another thing law firm owners often say to me is 5 things. That's not many things. And my response to that is, well, you know, if you look at your to-do list might be 11 million things long, but how many of these things are you actually getting through each day? Like, yes, your to-do list is very long, and that might make you feel very important and look very impressive. To me, that is not my idea of a good time. But, you know, how many of those things are you actually getting through every day? And when they really think about it, you know, they're not getting through, sometimes they get through none of it. Sometimes they might get through 1 thing, 2 things, maybe 3 things. But, you know, if you're consistently getting through 5 key things to move you towards your goals every single day, then that is powerful, and the momentum will build. So that is number 3, the top 5. Number 4 is break it down. So before, I said with the top 5, you need to make sure that every single task in your top 5 is no longer than an hour. The shorter the better, really. So if there's something that you're putting on there that takes 2 hours or longer, just longer than an hour, then you really need to break it down. You need to create a bit of a project plan or a list for that thing and start to, you know, break it down into smaller pieces. And those are the smaller pieces that you can use as to-do items in your top 5. So an example might be you need to draft a contract for a client. It's quite complex. It's going to take you a number of hours to draft this contract. So you wouldn't put draft contract for such and such a client as one of your top 5 items, because it would take longer than an hour. So you really need to break it down. And so it might be you're going to draft the first 3 pages, or the first 5 clauses, or the first 10 clauses, whatever it is that you think you can achieve in sort of 45 minutes to an hour. That is really one of your top 5 to-do items. So that is number 4, break it down. Number 5 is schedule it in. So once you've got your top 5 to-do list items, you need to bring up your calendar and have a look at what you've got planned for the day, because you will, you know, probably have meetings or appointments or, you know, things already scheduled in there that you need to, you know, respect and be committed to. So you need to slot these things in around that. So put them into the calendar and honor them. Okay, so honor them and stop when you have when the time is up, and move on to the next thing. So that is number 5, scheduling. So I just want to recap those 5 tips to creating a to-do list for law firm owners that you will actually get done. So number 1 is plan ahead. Number 2 is read your goals. Number 3 is the top 5. Number 4 is break it down. And number 5 is schedule it in. Now, because you've stayed to the end, I've promised you that you can have access to our free guide called the Time Creator for Law Firm Owners, which is all about freeing up 1 day a week, every week, to work on growing your law firm. So if you click on the link in the description below, you'll be able to go and download that. Okay, so if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get more videos like this one. And I would love to hear a comment from you below about, you know, any sort of productivity tips you have around creating daily task lists and actually getting them done. As always, I want to challenge you to continue doing the amazing work that you're doing to build your dream law firm, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye. If there's anything these past months have shown us, it's that the time to make lasting, impactful change in the legal industry is right now. So I want to challenge you to shake things up and create change today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with your lawyer friends. See you next week.